you have a unique look or even somewhat polarizing look. You know, you got the shaved head.
I'll take it.
You got the beard.
I'll take it.
You dress very well and unique. You combine that look with someone who's really outgoing and charismatic.
Yeah.
Instant intimidation. Like, whoa, who's that guy? Right?
I will say I was concerned in LA because people were watching me. And I'm like, it's LA. I know everybody dresses well in LA. But then I'm like thinking about the entire... You don't really see a lot of black dudes that are buff that dress well that also boom groom beard. Like it was too much at one time, and it's just like, okay, I probably look different than what LA is used to, but not to me. To me, I think everybody is in great shape or dress well in LA. But I also know that you can be an anomaly in a room sometimes, and I think a lot of dudes don't lean on to that kind of thing.
I agree.
They kind of like hide the things that make them different and try to be the exact thing that they think that guy that gets girls is a lot of times that I've seen.
Yeah.
And that sucks because you end up suppressing who you are and you can't even... You're so nervous and the anxiety comes up because you're like, I had to stay within this box of the type of guy that I know that she's probably gonna like, and you don't even fucking know. Just talk to her and see what happens.
Well, also it's denial in itself because if nothing's happening, then why stay there? Why stay in that box? Well, I know why people do it. I did it for many years. It's comfortable.
Too comfortable.
It's safe. You won't get judged.
Yeah.
You're not gonna your ego won't get hurt, and we protect our ego. But in this mission, this large mission to protect our ego, we don't have a fulfilling life because we never do anything challenging, and we never get the results we want in any areas of life. So protecting the ego is something that is detrimental to what kind of happy life you're trying to live.
I had a girl one time. She was asking me about a friend, and she was like, "Man, you know, he has so much ego. Like, do you think he has an ego?" And I was like, "Yeah, you have one too. I have one. It just depends on how we use it. Like, we all have that. Like, we don't want to admit that, especially us as men. But when we're the soft-spoken guy, the guy that can't talk to a girl, behind closed doors, you're a man. You're going to be overly competitive. You're going to want this, like, why not me? I want this too. But when we're out in the real world, we kind of get timid. And all those things that we are in closed doors, we leave. So that ego is going to always be there. I'm going to ask you a question. How do you get guys to tap into that ego?
Well, I'll say this too, is there's a similarity behind the guy who's the wallflower, who's at home, who won't leave because he doesn't want to get judged. And then the guy who's out there, who we might use in popular culture terms, say, oh, that guy's got an ego, or that guy's arrogant, right? Turns out those two people are the same person.
Absolutely.
Because the guys, we'll say in this case, who are showing off and having an ego, right? Being someone who thinks that they're better than other people, being a dick, whatever it might be, that person is also trying to protect their ego because they're trying to show off or do things to get people to like them because of how fragile their ego really is.
Defense mechanism.
It's a defense mechanism. So it's two different types of defense mechanisms that come out in two different ways.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, the guy who's still out, who has the ego, who's like, I'm the fucking man, actually still gets women.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we do want to strive to be more like that guy.
But we want to come a little bit closer to the middle. Right,
because that person doesn't get respect.
No, there's no respect, and there's a lack of, I would even say, control, discipline. Like, you kind of just like a wildfire.
Yeah,
like
I don't think that guy has his life together.
In most cases, not. No offense to anyone that's listening that is that guy. I'm just saying, I know a lot of those guys, and a lot of those guys are very loud because in their life they're very quiet. In a sense, there's not a lot going on.
Yeah,
and That's okay. We're all in our stages in life trying to figure it out. But I'm going back to this. How do you, again, get guys to tap into that? Because there are so many ways in your coaching. That's what I want to know. It's like you're teaching them new techniques. They're probably developing new habits. Does that affect them beyond the dating? Does that affect them beyond, them finding the woman that they want to be with?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. What ends up happening is, and the journey I try to take guys on is similar to mine. When I finally put myself out there and said, all right, fuck it. Like, I'm just going to do all the things I was scared to do. Mm-hmm. You know what? One of the biggest lessons I learned, it was nothing actually bad happened.
Yeah.
All the fears and the worries and anxieties and the false predictions that we have and how bad it's going to hurt to get embarrassed or this or that, it's really just not that bad.
No.
And I can say that all day long. It's not going to just, a guy listening to this is going to be like, he's right. I'm going to go out and just talk to women now. It doesn't happen that way, right? No, it's a great mindset Absolutely. To have, and I hopefully it encourages guys. But the real change happens when you can have that mindset and then push yourself to just get outside your comfort zone. In this case, it might be going to talk to more women, or getting online and going on more first dates. Whatever it may be, to then realize, wow, none of this is that bad. I'm judging myself harder than anyone around me.
And nobody's paying attention to you.
No one is paying attention. And they don't care. And we it's like a mirror, right? We project it. We think it's happening to us because we're doing it to other people.
Absolutely.
And we do it.
But you know why we do it to other people? We judge others usually because we're in a moment where we are being that person on the wall.
And we're really judging ourselves.
Yeah, because we're not doing. And we're seeing ourselves in other people, but we're not doing. And that allows us the opportunity to even judge people.
Right. You're just like, oh, look at that guy. Exactly. Like, he thinks he's so cool. He's going over to talk to those girls. Like, he thinks he's so suave.
But you're not in action.
Dude, you're just saying that because you're scared to do it yourself.
Exactly.
We like to bring people down to make our reality easier in our head, save our ego, and therefore stay in our safe place.
Yeah.
So I want to show guys that you can go out there and you can put yourself in uncomfortable situations. And not only are you going to realize that, wow, this was really not that big of a deal, you're also going to start to get results.
Yeah.